Alright, welcome back to another episode of Iluvspidrs' Minecraft Nightmare. I'm back at the village. My railway has just been completed. It actually works pretty well. In this episode today, I'm going to attempt to make an infinite villager breeder for the purpose of trading and getting more emeralds out of these villagers. And possibly some diamond equipment too, that I don't have to go mining for. So, that's going to be my project for this episode. And what I'm going to need is I'm going to need all this fence around here. I might make this fenced off area a little bit bigger. I need to get the villagers into this fenced off area, and I'm going to need a pit. And I'll kind of explain that a little bit later on, why I need the pit. And I gotta go take care of the zombie over here. Where are you? I should really get a bed just to sleep off at night, just so I can stop worrying about this problem. This villager's like right on the other side of the door staring at the zombie like, oh, Girl Scout cookies. One of them actually got turned to a zombie off camera. So I had to kill that guy. My goal today is to actually use some water buckets to funnel all the villagers into this penned up area right here. I know it sounds kind of cruel, but it's a lot more efficient than other infinite village breeders that I've seen. Because I did look online for an infinite villager breeder, and it involved making just a huge 6-level high skyscraper out of tons of lumber and tons of doors. And then all the villagers would try to crowd, into one door, and the noise was just horrible, with doors slamming shut all the time. And this breeder right here that I'm planning on doing is going to eliminate that annoying door slamming problem that they have. And it's going to involve a lot of building, so I think I'm going to fence this off and start digging the pit first. So I'm going to kind of fence myself in here for the time being. I should get rid of this so the villagers will actually jump over this and get trapped ahead of time. I think that'll be pretty good. I don't think I'm safe from mobs. I'm pretty lit up right here, so that zombie over there is not going to be a threat. Unless he finds a way to jump the fence, which I don't know if he will. Hello, zombie. I'm going to get rid of you before you start banging on doors. Like an annoying door-to-door Kirby salesman. I don't know if they're still out anymore, but they were really annoying when I was a kid, so I might expand this fenced-up area over here a little bit, and come on! I gotta get myself a little escape out of here. And go deal with these problems. I don't want to kill my villagers. As much as villagers do annoy me, they do have some uses. Alright, zombie, where you at? There you are. I don't know if anybody's living in this house. The villagers haven't been too bad in this village by crowding in one house. We've had problems in the past in the server that I play on. We built this huge village and like 50 villagers were trying to cram to this one tiny house. It was so bad they were exploding out of the ceiling, glitching out. It just wasn't a good situation. I really should make a bed out here, but I don't think I have the string to do it. No, I do not, and I don't really have time to go shear a sheep. Alright, let me climb over this thing, start digging the pit. Get rid of this behind me here. I think I'm going to leave this up just in case I got to jump back out. And I want a pit that's about maybe 10 blocks deep. And this is kind of a falling trap, but it's not going to hurt the villagers if I set it up right. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, the pit portion of my trap is complete. This is about 10 blocks deep right here. I made myself just a little ladder so I can go down there and work. And I think the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put flowing water in each of the 4 corners down here. That way when the villagers do get washed into this trap and they hit bottom, they won't take damage with the flowing water on the bottom. And it'll also prevent the hostile mobs from spawning too. I've actually tested out a trap like this in creative. I mean, I could actually spawn the villagers there, so it was a little bit different than this. So what I'm planning on doing is, since they're walking down this way anyway, I'm going to make a little flowing trap, just kind of get them into this fenced-in area. And I'm going to have a couple other water traps right here. I think running about here and here, I've got to get this fence out a little bit farther, because I'm going to need 8 blocks of water. I don't want flowing water actually going down into the pit, because that'll actually drown some villagers, and I don't want to do that. Even though it's tempting, because they're quite annoying at times. Especially when they start breeding in really high numbers. So I think what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to flatten out this land right here, kind of expand this fence out a little bit, and I've got to get a chest down for this stuff, because this is getting quite ridiculous. So I think I'll do that off camera, and I'll be right back. Alright, now that I've expanded this pen out a little bit more, it's time to add water. So I went ahead and made myself an infinite spring in here. It's just going to be temporary. Now I dug out these 2 little channels right here. They're each about 8 blocks long. And they have to be 8 blocks because water's reaches exactly 8 blocks without actually flowing into the pit. I had a creeper in there I had to kill. But once the flowing water is down there, that won't be an issue. I really need to light this area up a little bit better. Thankfully, this skeleton has some stormtrooper aim, so it's not much of a threat. The spider, I think they can climb fences now, so that kind of sucks. Die, skeleton. Spider got in the way of me killing you. As much as I love spiders, there are exceptions in this game. Alright, there's a second channel right here, so when the villagers fall in these things, they'll actually get flowed down right into the pit. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put the water down there right now. Go up and down a ladder. I'm not sure if villagers can actually climb ladders or not, so... And that was very stupid of me to take that fall damage. So I'm going to put a water bucket right in here. Go up and grab another one. This is a lot harder to do in survival mode than it is in creative. I could probably get away with just 2 water buckets with the shape of this thing. And I think this will be enough to keep the villagers from taking fall damage when they come down here. I'm gonna probably should test it on myself first because I have plenty of hearts. I can't really get up this ladder too well. There we go. Eat some food, because climbing up a ladder is a great time to eat some dinner. Let me go ahead and test this on myself, make sure. Yep, no fall damage, so this part of the trap is a-okay. Let me light it up a little bit. Now I know this is pretty mean, but I don't care. I think villagers are annoying and they have it coming to them. I mean, they're all happy trying to cram into one tiny house, 50 villagers, and glitching out of the ceiling, so why won't they be happy down in that pit? Is my reasoning. So I think next what I'm going to do is actually lure the villagers here and get them to fall down to the pit. I can either push them manually or I can just wait for them to fall down here. I keep hearing their footsteps everywhere, which is kind of scaring me. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Since they love to come down this channel right here, I think I'm going to put a water bucket right here to wash them down. I'm going to put a couple of dirt blocks up so they can't jump out of that channel right there. And by the time they're down here, they're down here. They're going to jump out. I don't know if they'll be able to cross back over this because they're terrible at swimming up currents, I've found. Just to really make sure they can't get back out this way, I'm going to put another block right here. That way, once they're down here, they're down here. They're not going to get back out. And once I have all the villagers in this pit right here, I'm going to work on making some buildings around this perimeter here and adding tons and tons and tons of doors. I've been collecting lumber for that purpose. So I'm going to need a lot more than 41 spruce wood, but I have a whole forest right over here I can use. And the reason I'm going to put crap loads of doors around this perimeter right here is to actually get them to breed. And the thing is with villages, villagers only breed until the adults are like 1/3 of the number of doors in the village. And the game periodically checks the village to see if there's enough adult villagers, and if there are, that says, hey, no breeding. But if you get villagers down a hole like this, or way up high in the air, the game will actually miss detecting them, and it'll tell all the villagers to breed. So even if you have like 30 villagers down this hole together, and the game does a sweep just right on the surface here to check for villagers, it won't find any, and it'll tell all these villagers down here to breed. Because it worked for me on creative. Because I literally had like 100 villagers down in a pit of water. And they were still breeding just because they weren't all on the surface. I gotta get rid of this thing. Now I've got to get out of here. So let me get rid of this. If the game doesn't glitch me out first. And I don't know why I can't move. Oh, I'll take those skeleton drops. Alright, now it's just a matter of waiting for this to happen. Hello, villager. Would you like to come down and check out the water slide I built for you? Sure you would. They should all start walking around here. This might take a little bit of time, 'cause in creative I just use spawn eggs to do some experimenting. You want to go down there, you know you do. Go check out that water slide I made for you. You'll like it down that pit. You guys seem to like horrible conditions. Just like you like sinking into your road right there and having me step all over you. Ah, villagers annoy me. Oh, that one already managed to get in. Oh, you can't get out of there. You put yourself in there. I don't think I need this infinite spring anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in here, plug it off. Because they already got a nice swimming pool right down the bottom of this pit here, so I think they're pretty good. So I think I'm going to do a lot of this off camera here. Oh, here comes one down the water slide right now. Sort of. Well, he did, and he can't get back out, so 2 of them are effectively stuck in here for the evening. Now, just to make sure they don't get out, I'm going to put a couple extra blocks on there just to make sure they can't, you know, get on the edge of the fence and jump. That is a potential way they could get out. So, I don't think these guys are getting out for quite a while. This guy over here I'm going to try to push. Be back out of there, get rid of this so they don't get out. It's going to be kind of a pain in the butt for me to get in and out of there. So, let's see if we can push some villagers in there. Oh, that guy moved. So we've got 2 in the pen, 3 now, because they're just willingly walking in there. Get in the water slide. You'll like it. There you go. Bye-bye. Let's watch this guy fall. Alright, he's down there permanently. These 2 are socializing over here. Let's see what kind of trades you have. That's a little on the pricey side. That is a bad trade. That's why I'm trying to breed more of ya. You know, I'm done with this villager farming down here. I don't think they can climb the ladder, which is good. If they do, they're in the pen, so. And once I get them all in the pit here, I'm going to make a bit of a really big sugarcane farm, because I think the librarian guy sometimes, who is voluntarily about to fall into here. some of the librarians, if you give them like 12 sugar canes or 12 pieces of paper or something like that, they'll give you an emerald. If I can get infinite numbers of these guys, I'm going to be made on emeralds. I think some of the blacksmiths will give you like diamond tools if you get the right ones, so that's why I want to breed a pretty large number of villagers here. I think I can still interact with this guy that's down here. So let me check. Hit the sneak key. Yeah, crappy trade. I'm going to leave you down here in this hole. You'll like it down here. And it's kind of hard for me to get back up. Once I get them all down here, I might take out the water, which is kind of going to be a challenge. Alright, so I think I'll stop recording at this point. I'll come back in either when all the villagers are down in the pit there, or if something catastrophic happens, which, being Iluvspidrs is Minecraft Nightmare, is quite likely. I still have the tornado mod installed for one thing. This guy's trying to swim back up. Hey, how'd you escape? You weren't quite in. But I can push you. There you go. You'll like it in there. I should make them like a trough that piggies eat out of cauldrons. That'd be funny. Not a high priority, though. Alright, so I think they're pretty much in there good. These guys might be a bit of an issue because they're going in and out of doors and being super annoying. But those 5 in there are fenced in. I might have a 6th villager fenced in here soon. They really like this area. Looks like I picked out a good area. Alright, I gotta go down here, but unlike him, I can easily get out of here. No. Oh, perfect opportunity. What kind of trade do you have? That's actually not a bad trade. I will remember that. I could have used a diamond axe right about now. So my iron supply is not the best. This guy's still down here swimming around. He'll be swimming for like the rest of his life. Alright, let me climb out of here. Get rid of this before they all climb back out at nighttime and panic. But I think they're pretty safe from zombies down in here. I'm going to light it up extra well just in case, so mobs aren't going to get to them. I think they're actually safer in the pen than they are in the houses. It's going to suck for them when it rains, though. Alright, actually I got all the villagers except for one at least in the pen by the time the sun went down. And I think the breeding is already starting because I'm seeing some hearts flying. Now the game thinks there's only 2 villagers in this entire village here, so it's trying to make up for the number. So pretty soon we'll have a baby one in here. I have to leave the water in for now until I get the last 2 down the pit, otherwise they're going to take fall damage. And I can do all this without getting them ticked off at me, which is great. So I don't got to worry about any iron golems coming to, throw me up onto some ceiling somewhere. So the breeding is starting, so they're definitely out of range of the village. The village doesn't even register them as being here. So it's working, and then once they're all down there, I'll turn all the annoying water off so I don't have to listen to them splashing all the time. A lot of them I had to, just manually push down here, because they weren't getting in the water slides. 3 got washed down here on their own. I don't know if that village is climbing up the ladder. They're making the noise like they are, but they're not actually climbing up the ladder. I can always fix that when I go down there, repair it, see if they come back up. Worst case scenario is I'll have to fill it with water again and push them back in, because they're not going to get anywhere in the pen. I don't see any kids yet. Villagers are dumb. I mean, why would you want to have kids when you're down there in that horrible situation in that pit, splashing around, unable to move? Why would you want to have kids down there? It beats me, but... So I think there's one more villager in here. Let me get rid of this so that guy doesn't climb out. A lot of them I just push down to the water slide, and I blocked that off just in case there's a zombie or anything. They don't want to get down there in the pit, and then I'll just have a bunch of villager zombies to contend with. You can heal them, but it does take a lot of resources. Eat some food here. I think there's just one left that's not in the pen. And I think he's in here. And I'm going to have to wait until morning to get him in there, which I don't think will be much of an issue. Or if I want to just play it easy, I can just let the zombie kill him. And I forgot I had that in there. to one of the rare villager zombies that spawn. No, you're not. Let me get rid of this grass block. I forgot that I had this laying here. Zombies can potentially climb up on that. I'm just going to have to guard them. You know, I should just make a fence gate for myself, because villagers are incapable of opening them, so I think I'm going to do that. And then once I have a fence gate in here, I can take out the slide, which is why I really want to get this last villager in the pit, which I think I have an opportunity. Go down and join your friends. They're having a pool party. You'll like it. There you go. No damage. Alright, one more villager. I think I'm going to deal with that off camera, and I'll be back when I'm ready to start the next phase, which is building all the doors around the perimeter here. I'm going to have to build like a small building and just line it with doors, and that way I'll pretty much have infinite breeding down here. Or this might be sufficient, you know, just the village itself. I'll have to see what happens. I might not even have to build the doors. So, we'll see what happens, and I'll be right back. Alright, final villager is in the pit, and we already have 2 baby villagers down there. So let's go down there and get rid of the water so we don't gotta listen to the splashing. So, I think what I'm gonna do is while they're not on these blocks and before they get too numerous, I'm gonna go ahead and put out the water. That way I don't have to listen to swimming noises 24/7. And I don't think... Oh, we got 3 babies down here, so... I guess the breeding has already started. I don't know if I'm going to need the doors around this or not. If not, it'll make this an extremely easy breeder. I'm definitely keeping you, so I do want your diamond axe eventually. I hope you guys like your new home. I wanted to make them live in a barn, but I think this is all of them in the village, so. And the breeding's starting just because they're out of range. I don't know why they're all crowding over this way. Is it turning night? Oh, there's a zombie down here. They're trying to run away from the zombie. That's why they're all running around. It's like, what? They don't usually do that at night. Even their kids are bald and ugly. I don't think they're going to go up the ladders. You think they would, but they always have their arms folded. So let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff. We don't need it anymore. I don't know where the zombie actually is. If there's any cave systems down here, I'm going to have to light them up. And so far, I've actually succeeded in having a spawner-free episode, so I'm very happy about that. Now, it's going to take a while for these guys to breed. So I think the next step is I'm going to make like an infinite sugarcane farm out here. And that way when I do finally get the librarian guy that'll trade paper for emeralds, or emeralds for paper, I should say, I'm going to have a pretty good supply of emeralds. And I'm also going to have a pretty good supply of diamond tools, too, so. I'm going to have to wait a little bit to get that axe that I'm looking at. And if I'm lucky, one of them will give me, like, a sword or something. So, that'll be pretty cool. But I think I'm just going to kind of wait and see here. See how long they breed for. If they keep breeding infinitely, it might get to be a problem eventually. I'll eventually have to expand the pit. I do have a nice little fence gate now. I don't know where that zombie is coming from. Not going to worry too much about that for the time being. I think I really should have kept that infinite spring, because I realize I'm really going to need it now. Oh well, I'm probably going to make the sugarcane farm off camera, because that's pretty dull. I think I'm going to call this an episode for today. I might go do some exploring, you know, let them breed for a little bit. So I think next episode, I'll have the sugarcane farm all completed. We'll check on the breeding, see how that's going. It seems to be doing quite well so far. I don't know if hearts are still flying. I think they have a cooldown timer like the farm animals do. If the hearts keep flying, good. If not, I'll add some doors around this just to make sure they do. But so far it seems to be working okay. Pretty easy breeder. Shut up, zombie. Wherever you are, shut up. But anyway, I think we'll wrap up for today because I've done quite a bit. So, after the sugarcane farm is completed and we start some breeding, I make sure those villagers are safe down there. I think I might try like the piston TNT glitch to actually get a glimpse underground here, see if there's anything else worth exploring. Well, I'm sure I'll know what I'll see, you know, Oh, look, there's a square room over here with a cage in the middle. I wonder what that is. So I have been wanting to try that for quite a while now. Alright, and I think I will see you next time.